If you do not like to get your bike dirty and muddy, this is not a route for you. In case you think that pushing and some carrying of the bike is not a part of your mountain biking hobby, yeah, do not come to this route. Not for beginners, definitely not. This is how muddy it is. Wow, what a nice trail. Check out the view. Hello guys, my name is Edward and today I am in a beautiful SIPOONKORVEN National Park. We'll be riding here for about 35 kilometers, some of the very best trails of the park. The route starts here at Kuusijärvi, and there is a big parking lot here where you can leave your car, and it's only limited to 6 hours. You can also park your car at some other parking lots which do not have time limits, and I will provide you addresses for those as well at the route description, so you can check those out and you can start from some other spot. The route starts here at Kuusijärvi, and that's the lake in front. They also have very nice saunas here, so after the ride you can go to the sauna if you want. It's situated just over there, and it is also a pretty nice walk around the lake, so if you would like to just walk with the family, this is a very nice place for doing that. However, I'm not walking, I'm riding, and let's do a small warm-up and ride around the lake. This is one of the most popular spots for doing sports in Vantaa region and Sipoo region, I would say, as well. It's always packed with people. I mean the Kuusijärvi lake, especially during weekends. During the weekdays you can get a parking spot pretty well, but during the weekends again it can be sometimes challenging, especially in the nice weather. So as you see here, the route starts from a pretty easy walking route, and this is a relatively new bridge. It's very convenient actually. Before we had to go down there into the national park, crossing the road, and it was always a bit sketchy. Now we have this bridge. It's awesome. As you see, these yellow markers on the sides, this is the marked route by Metsähallitus. However, this marked route has always like plenty of people. There will be also trails which or quite a lot of trails actually which do not lay on that route at all. And this is the first a little bit more challenging section, and here we turn to the right away, and this is a little bit less ridden path. And here you see the first crossing. There will be quite a lot of these things in front, so be prepared to get your feet wet. If you do not like to get your bike dirty and muddy, this is not a route for you. Ride maybe Route 2000. It's very dry and easy. This is much more of an adventure route. So a very short forest road section, and after that we will move to the trails again. And here you go. SIPOONKORVEN National Park is around 18.5 kilometers or square kilometers long or wide, and it is situated in the municipalities of Helsinki, Vantaa and Sipoo. And if you are living in Helsinki, it will take you around 20 minutes, half an hour to get here by car. In this national park, it is allowed to mountain bike. In many of the Finnish national parks, it's not yet allowed. So if you're going to some of those, check the restrictions beforehand. Yeah, in SIPOONKORVEN it is allowed, but you have to stay on the existing trails. All right, and here we have another stream crossing point. In case you think that some pushing and some carrying of the bike is not a part of your mountain biking hobby, you just like to ride all the time, then yeah, do not come to this route. It will not be for you. This is much more of an adventure route where you will have to do sort of everything. Not that much carrying and pushing, but still you will have to do it. What I really enjoy about SIPOONKORVEN myself is that there are so many different trails, and again, there are not that many people here, so you can actually feel yourself pretty remote from civilization. You will have to do some acrobatics here as well. So what is easier, push the bike on the bottom or on the top? Let's do something different. Let's put it on the top. Yeah, that's one way. And then I can crawl. And there in front you can probably already see the first of many lakes that we will be encountering during this route. That lake is called Järvi, and it is a very nice shelter location on the other side of the lake. We will come there in a bit and maybe have the first short break. Look at this. It looks very nice. As you see here again, there are those orange squares. So this is the marked route by Metsähallitus. One of the ideas for you to test the routes here in SIPOONKORVEN, like mountain biking routes, you could just take a look at the official SIPOONKORVEN map, and these squares will be marked there, and you could just go and test ride one of these marked routes. You do not even need to have any GPS device, just follow the markings, and these are pretty good. And if you will find out that it is suitable for you, then yeah, do the route of mine as well, but it will be a bit more technical. So here on the right, on the left side, we have a rock with the shelter I was talking about. So we will now have to climb on top of that. So on the other side there is also sort of a very steep ascent on the same rock, but there you will have to push very hard, and it is pretty slippery as well. So I think it's a good idea to use the stairs. And here is the shelter itself. It has a grill if you want to do some grilling, and the scenery is very nice as well. It is 4.5 kilometers on the back or ridden, and mostly pretty average trail. I think it was actually even mostly easy. There were some roots and rocks there, but nothing too challenging, so all the average riders should be able to clear it. All right, after the short break, let's continue, and the trail actually starts right away from the hut. So, and here is the one of the probably my shoe unclipped and I banged my leg. That was painful. Did not like that. I need to tighten my cleats, I guess, or pedals. and this is what will it be like riding here. There will be plenty of mud. I really like this kind of technical trail where you have to concentrate and you have to challenge yourself to ride. So yeah, that's if you like that as well, you will definitely enjoy it here. There was some rain yesterday, so roads are wet. We'll have to take it a little bit more cautious in places, not to take too many risks. And here is one of the hidden bits of trail, which is really nice. And I guess because you have to push a little bit here up, not that many people are riding this. This is probably one of the best bits of trail on the whole track. It's more technical, as you see, a lot of pretty tight single track. Nice, isn't it? And here you see the trail starts to be a bit more technical. So as you see, this is already pretty technical, so not for beginners, definitely not. Yeah, nice. And here, as you see, we are coming back to the marked route. You see again the triangles on the trees. Whew. And from now on we will follow this route for some time, at least for around 5 kilometers, maybe even 7 or so. So it's the navigation will be pretty easy. Oh, pretty steep down the hill. And this is pretty fun. This is quite dry and pretty technically easy as well. At this point I start to get used to 29er already, big wheels, and yeah, able to adapt to the speeds a little bit better. Bridge. Yeah, when you will be riding this marked route, especially, it's quite essential to take other hikers into consideration as well, especially if you're going on the electric bike very fast. So yeah, try not to scare anyone. Here is some nice transferring section with gravel, so it's good to catch a breath. Okay, here we go. Very steep uphill and muddy as well. Let's see if I will have enough traction. I would really need to have 30 tooth in front. Even with eagle, my legs are not powerful enough. Okay. Whoa! From now on we are also following Kalkinpoltajan polku, which is calcium burner man trail. It's a very exotic name, and this section will be very easy. I guess this is done for people with disabilities, so they would be also be able to enjoy nature, which is very nice. And for the people, of course, with children and trolleys. For mountain bikers, it's good to have a section where you can catch some breath. And there you see we are now approaching the next shelter, and here you also have some firewood, beautiful rock to relax on, and I will have another break here as well. So it's around 7 to 8 kilometers on the meter, and I'm having a break on the another nice shelter location, and you can see this beautiful rock and pretty nice surroundings. This is how the shelter, by the way, looks like. It's possible to stay here overnight as well if you have your sleeping bag with you, but for me this is a day trip. For you, I guess, as well. Woo. Woo. Moro. Moi. Woo. And here you see this Kalkinpoltajan polku is pretty easy for beginner mountain bikers as well. So yeah, you can take your bike and ride here pretty slow if you want. I think it's good. Just check the map from the national park where this Kalkinpoltajan polku starts, and yeah, so far not that many challenging sections here. Now we are on the rock again, and there is no riding down. You will have to go stairs. Okay, another stairs, and this time it is going, actually I can probably ride this. Yeah. And another climb. There will definitely be quite a lot of this on the route. I'm sure that this does not look steep at all on the GoPro, but everything you see there multiply by 3 and you probably sort of know the angle that I'm riding currently. This is also true for all the features like roots and rocks. They look very flat on the wide angle camera, but again they are not. and that is wet. I already see that, but maybe I can make it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah! So here you see this intersection, and I think it's very worth of going to Högberget. It's one of the nicest spots on the route. So yeah, definitely do a detour of a couple of 100 meters, and this is Högberget. Let's ride a little bit forward. It's very nice location to have a picnic. It's a little bit more remote, so all right, check this out. How amazing is that? So this is definitely one of the places for the picnic if you want to have one, or for the stopover. And next we will continue to the lake. It will be in a few kilometers, and there are also quite a lot of spots there to have a rest. There are some tables there as well. I really like riding cliffs like this, rocks. It's a lot of fun. My. I was actually walking this route before, and I can say that maybe mountain biking here is even easier than walking. This is the highest point of the Högberget, I guess. I don't know, but a lot of stones. And be careful in this area. There are a lot of this sort of pretty sketchy rocks where you have to know where to point your wheels. Yeah. Okay, and I know already from walking that this is the part I will not be able to ride. This is really sketchy. All right, and now we are on the open, and here is the short transferring section on the gravel road. This is about, I think, a kilometer or so. So now I am approaching to the next parking lot. I will put some coordinates of it also into the route description, so you will be able to see where that goes. And yeah, you can also park your car here without any limit if you are planning to go to circle this trail for more than 6 hours. And this section as well is paved. It's good to catch some breath, because after the next lake there will only be technical single track, so there will be very little of relaxation sections. And as you see, I'm still following the markings for the Metsähallitus official route, and I will very soon approach to the Sturtrask lake, which is in translation means big lake. It's not very big, but I guess it's bigger than the others. We'll see. All right, so here you go, Sturtrask lake, and we will circle it from the left side. It's a little bit more wider path here, and here you can also grill some sausage if you want. There are some tables, and there should be some resting areas on the other side as well. So I will go there and see, maybe there will be some less people. That was a sharp tree, but as you see from my right side, it's quite beautiful. The route here is quite rooty, but average rider should be able to ride this without a problem. Check that out, very cool. That was very tight. Today is Monday, so there shouldn't be too many people. Is this a good idea or not? I don't know. That's fine. All right, and this will be the resting area for me to have my dinner. I really like these ready meals. They are very easy to make, and I usually carry this sort of jet boil thingy with me. It fits into my backpack. I don't have to take a large backpack with me, and this gives you quite a lot of nutrients that you need when you are riding. But check out this view. This is amazing. We are so lucky here in Finland that this spot is actually only half an hour away from the city center of Helsinki, and it's almost no one here. On the other side there you see there are like some people, but at this side there is no one, and you can freely enjoy some beautiful nature. Although it's Monday, I think that there will be more people during the weekend, but now it seems to be pretty nice. And I'm now currently boiling some water from the lake. I did not take too many water reserves with me, and that's why I will let it boil for a little bit at least to kill all the bacteria. All right, after a short break, I am now continuing towards Gambola Trask, which is Gambola Lake. It's supposed to be a little bit smaller than this one. Backtracking a little bit, the same path. This part is a bit muddy. This is how muddy it is. Come here during less wet season. Now it is beginning of May. And this trail is very nice as well. Woo. As you see, the most wet sections are covered with wooden bridges, which is really nice. This trail is of an average difficulty in my opinion. You will definitely need to concentrate here. Woo. As you see, there are some mountain biking tracks here, so someone knows about this nice trail. All right, and this is the Gambola Trask. Let's go and take a look. This is the small lake, and there are not that many places. Actually, there are no places to relax here. So this Tour Trask that I have previously passed, it's much better for having a break. Really nice natural trail, and that section of the trail is a bit closed. I think there are some animals or bacteria living there. We should not come to that area. Wow, how beautiful is this? Really nice. I'm quite surprised how little people I have encountered so far on this route. Look at that. Yeah, 29er is definitely very nice on this kind of terrain. This trail again is pretty remote. Not that many people are walking here, no riding as well. So you will definitely be able to experience being alone with the nature. But I like it, it's very nice. And again, a change of the scenery. We have this nice field. And this is dry, surprisingly. I was thinking that this would be very wet. And here is one of the wet sections. Let's see. No, so far I can ride. With these trenches you have to always be pretty careful not to tackle them with the speed, because you never know what is the depth. Okay, this is probably not the right line, but I'm still riding. And here we have another one. About this one. You are a mountain biker, right? You need to ride in different terrain, and mud is one of those terrains. In this section, this trail goes pretty close to someone's yard, so be very considerate while riding this, not to disturb people who are living here. And here we have a short transferring section that is only about 600 meters before going to the next trail. And here is the next trail. And a little bit of rock riding. That's very small, but still something. We have another deep trench. Ah, that was deep actually. As now it is the beginning of May. Oh, that was not a good line. It is still pretty cold. It's about 8 degrees at the moment. It's from the other hand, it's pretty good riding weather, but what I noticed is that when I ride in the forest, it's very hot. But again, as I start riding outside of the forest, it becomes very cold. So it's really hard to get your layers right. So we are back on the official marked route of SIPOONKORVEN, and we are now heading towards Knutter's, how do you pronounce that? Knutter's parking lot. And then behind that there will be a really nice lake called Fish Lake, Fisk Trask, and some technical single track again. Wow, that is steep climb. Let's see if that is climbable. No, I did not get enough traction in the end. This bike, Trek Fuel X, it climbs surprisingly well. I really enjoy how it behaves on the uphill. It's really hot. I probably need to lose one layer again, not to get totally boiled. All right, another muddy section. Yeah, I really like this route. It's just challenging enough, and it keeps you awake all the time with the roots and twisty sections, some stones as well, but at the same time it is mostly rideable. Right, as you see, a lot of mud ahead, and this will require some advanced technique, riding style. Mike. Okay, this is muddy. This is muddy as hell. Good thing, however, is that there are not that many really muddy sections which are not rideable. Most of them, they are pretty fine to go with the bike. Like, for example, this. So yeah, we are not going until the very end towards Knuttersimportti, which is one of the parking lots, but we are going now, turning towards Fisk Trask, like Kalajärvi, and there will be another parking lot there, so you can also start this route from that parking, and it's not limited with time at all. This is the proper measure of how the mud on this trail is, and this is 29er. Check that out. This is probably one of the muddiest sections of the whole trail. Roads. But as you see, majority of this is pretty rideable, so no challenge for the average rider, and these are also pretty fun trails. And this is the parking lot for the fish lake, Fisk Trask. And as you see, there are quite a lot of parking places here, and these are not time limited either, so you will be able to go for as long as you want. And it's very welcome to have this fast transferring section on the gravel road. It's because the previous trail, it was quite technical and muddy, so had to be alert all the time. At this point of the route, you will definitely feel some pain in your legs because of riding all this technical terrain. It's so much harder to jump on the 29er, so I try to use every stone, every bigger stone, for getting the air. Ooh. Some mud here as well. Let's see, central line. Yeah, and now the sky is getting a little bit more clear as well, so there will be a bit more contrast on the trees and the trail, which is a very nice thing. All right, the sun is out. Nice. Oh, that was sketchy. Yeah, this part of the route is definitely more rocky and rooty, so be careful when riding. It would be a good idea to get or to put a little bit more beefier tires for this route, because it is quite a lot of mud here, and if you are riding your basic cross-country ones, you will probably skid in many places, will not get traction. And there it is, Fisktrask, Fish Lake. And look at this, how nice is that? There are actually pretty nice spots here for having a break. There is one just over there behind the corner. It is over here. Look at this scenery. Isn't it nice? And then behind that corner there is also a table. I think today there won't be no one on the table because it's Monday, so I will probably head there and have a coffee. Nice, look at this. This trail here on the bank is a bit tight, but it is rideable. The routes here are a bit slippery today, as it was raining yesterday, so I tried to take it carefully, but apart of that, very rideable terrain. And this is another very nice spot for having a break. So yeah, there are two nice tables here. So I had a very nice break in this kind of scenery, and the sun is starting to shine actually. Just check out the lake, it looks very nice. And now it's time to continue. I'm actually quite late from those 6 hours that I was planning to do this route for. So it's already 6 and I started at 12. As you see, in many places it is quite technical, so you will definitely need to take it slower than usual. It's so nice to see the sun. I still have about 10 kilometers at least to go. From here on there will only be a few very short sections of the gravel road, and then there will be mostly single track as well. There are some weird sounds ahead. It's a bird. Probably it is. As you see here as well, the route is pretty technical. You will need to be awake all the time because of the roots and rocks. Great thing about Finland is that now it's May and the sun is setting at 9 and not at 6 as in the more southern countries. So we have much more of a daylight and we don't have to worry about darkness. Yeah, do definitely take something to eat with you, because this route will take a toll on you. It will take a lot of strength to go through this technical terrain. And this is the section that I always was missing. So here is the bridge, and there is also the marker here to Bakunar, but you will have to turn here to the right. And this section I was trying to find twice, and I only found it on the second time. It's not very visible. This trail is much less ridden, and it is considerably more dry. And less worn as well. So nice to see some sun. And this is the last a bit longer transferring section. It's about 1.5 kilometers, I think, or maybe about 2 kilometers before the trails in the national park, and after that there won't be any roads anymore, so you will ride totally on the single track and some smaller forest roads, but there are quite little of those. So here it is, going on the right side. It's not very visible, so be alert with this section. But again, here you can already see that it's pretty rideable trail. There will be a slight ascent in front, and I guess this is one of the muddiest sections of all the route, because there will be like water standing there on the trail. You will definitely get your bike dirty and your feet wet. I'm sure that during summer this will dry up and will be much more enjoyable to ride with the bike. So yeah, this is the section I was talking to you about. It's not very rideable. It takes actually a fat bike, as you see there. That's the fat bike tire, and yeah, it went very well up here. It's only 100 meters or so, so it's very short. One of the things that is very good to have on this route is waterproof socks, because in many sections you will get your feet wet, and when they are wet it's much easier to get cold. Look at this beautiful sunlight. It's pretty. This trail is much less ridden. That's why in some sections you will definitely need a GPS device to take the right path. There are no markings here either. Ugh, that was a rock catching my crank. All right, and now we go to a bit more swampy bit. Whoa. Almost got stuck there. This looks worse than it actually is. The worst sections are the ones which are really deep, or like this. So yeah, if you do not like mud, do not come to this trail. This will not be for you. There are some particular sections which you will definitely need to push, but these are pretty short ones. I think wider tires, or maybe even fat bike on this terrain would work really well. Wow, what a nice trail. You really get this feeling of being in the middle of nowhere. This is the bike at this point. Still about 1/3 of the route is not ridden, so sometimes it's a good idea to take all this shit out, because it's adds weight to your bike. And now we are approaching another swampy area, so there will be a little bit more mud again. We'll see. All right, here we go. Okay, another swamp. Let's see if I will make it. Almost got stuck. I'm fine. Yeah, here your average speed will be a bit lower than usual because of the terrain features and needing to push a bike a little bit. Let's see. I should not do that again. Almost flew over the handlebars. These swampy bits are over, and now we have this very dry, really nice single track, twisty and very natural. And here we are catching to a little bit more walked and ridden trail, which is wider, and from now on it would be a bit easier to ride, and riding will be faster as well. A part of this these sort of very challenging sections where you need to I'm almost out of power. So if you are not for the muddy ride, do not come here. This is this trail is not suitable for you. Technical uphill. Oh. Will I fit in there? No, but maybe here. Yeah. And a technical descent. I try not to go up to speed here because some of the routes might be pretty slippery. Here you can also see that there are some weird things on the trail. Let's take this away. Yeah, so we can ride. And now we are back on the part of the SIPOONKORVEN which is a little bit more ridden, because this is closer to Kuusijärvi. We still have around 8 kilometers to go. The good thing about SIPOONKORVEN is that you can actually shortcut trails here in quite many places. So if you get extremely tired and do not want to ride these 35 kilometers, you can easily shortcut it back to Kuusijärvi earlier and skipping some sections. Is that deep? Yeah, it was. Is that deep? I almost went over the handlebar. This is deep. So yeah, that would be really fun if I would like drop there and would be totally muddy on the video. But I guess this is life, right? The problem here is that you do not get enough traction for the back wheel, so you just spin. At some national parks you will learn how to ride duckboards and keeping your balance. Here you will learn how to ride mud. This is actually one of the mountain biking skills as well, because it's different. You have to spin pretty slow and try to feel the traction of the back wheel. What we have here, another mud section, and here maybe I can cross. Yeah, I start to be good in mud. This section is a little bit less muddy, but yeah, it's you will not be able to avoid mud here in SIPOONKORVEN, so do not even try. It's much better to just ride through all the puddles and muds and then clean your bike and your shoes and everything. This is again quite technical because of the routes. So these 200 meters of trail, they are pretty technical, so it's better to take it easy here and just walk with the bike. It's getting a little bit dark already. I was not actually planning this long route, or like not the route but this long ride, because I was thinking that like for sure I will clear this faster, but due to the technicality it's it's pretty slow route, and you will need to take your time and not rush it. I think that this is also the route which you should not ride during the autumn and early spring, and the mud is obviously the reason for that, and wet roads and so on, because it's not very enjoyable to push the bike. I think that this will be definitely much nicer during the summertime. And now we will go up, and there will be some muddy sections there as well, but much less. And this is pretty steep climb. All right, we have cleared the uphill, and now we are on a little bit more even terrain. There is a little bit of mud here as well. This should not be too bad though. And over here there is a pretty nice uphill. This was a trail before, but I guess it is a little bit less ridden at the moment. So take this up. It's pretty scenic on the other side, and I'm not actually taking any legal route because this path is actually marked on the map, so I consider this to be an official path. I really enjoy riding these kind of rock formations. It's really interesting experience. Whew. Now made it on top. Let's see. Here is the trail. Getting down. Whew. Some technical climbing, but the views, they are really worth it. It's one of the best viewing platforms in Sipoonkorpi, so that's why I wanted to include this into the route, because I think it's worth riding. You can also easily skip this section if you want. Just check the GPS track, and there are plenty of shortcuts which you can take. This is cool, and this is the final section to the top, and I'm almost there. Whoa. Just look at this, so nice. Woo. And check out the view. This is why I came here in the first place. Here you go. Was it worth it? For me it was, at least. You can decide for yourself. As you see here, this is how the bike looks like after the really muddy ride of Sipoonkorpi. It's not still over, but majority of the muddy sections are over. So if you do not want to get your bike into this sort of muddy condition, do not ride this trail. But this can be easily washed out, so that's not a problem. All right, let's continue. The name of this rock, by the way, is Brandberg. It's not Palo Kallio, and I will come to Palo Kallio actually next. And Palo Kallio is the smaller rock, so Brandberg is much higher. So if you are after the height, Brandberg is better. Better to ride on. That was very sketchy. Oh shit. Whew. But I guess you should have at least one this kind of situation. That's good that nothing too bad happened, but yeah, I have to be pretty careful next when I will be riding in this kind of conditions. Hurt my thumb a little bit, especially at the end of your ride. Do not push too hard, because it can end up pretty bad for you. And this is one of the places to have another break. You see this quota here, and it is now actually even open. I think that someone is inside now, so I will not go there and disturb their peaceful time. And the sun is setting as well, so it's better just to ride to the finish. And this part of the trail is some of the best rock riding in the area, so definitely worth of coming here to ride this trail. Yeah, I really like this trail section. It's really nice. And here, after this short road section, we will turn towards Palo Kallio and climb on top of that, and then afterwards there is a nice single track down, and then we will be almost at the starting line. Yeah, I definitely noticed now that my balancing is not on point, as I'm pretty tired. I, by the way, really hope that I would not get a ticket for the expired parking. I'm here now for about 7 hours on the road, I think, so my parking has expired. Another steep climb, and this is towards Palo Kallio now. I did not find a good single track from this side to ride on top, so at some point we will need to do some pushing, and we are almost at Palo Kallio. I like the single track a lot as well, actually. When you are less tired, it's yeah, you can ride here really fast. So this is the Palo Kallio in front, and here we will need to do just a little bit of climbing to reach one very nice trail on top. So yeah, some final push and adventure. And here you see there is this pretty short sort of lip. Be careful on this. It's not technical, but yeah, just be careful. All right, and here we are, and here is the top of Palo Kallio. Whew. Nice, really nice. Woohoo. Here I don't remember if this is rideable. Yeah. Woohoo. getting down. Down we go. And now we are on the open again. And some last muddy sections. These are rideable, these are not deep, and you can get enough traction on those. This is again, I could not unclip. Yeah, as I am approaching the end of the trail, it will be in about 2 kilometers. I will do, as always, the route, full route review now. This route is definitely not for beginners. If you are a beginner, forget it. You will not enjoy riding here because many places are really technical, they are difficult, routes can be slippery. So for you, I think if you would like to have a longer trail, just maybe try riding in route 2000. That would be a very nice route for you. Again, if you're an average rider, if you have some experience under your belt already, and this is the main thing, and you want a challenge, this is not the route that you just ride very easy and sort of forget about it. This is actually the route that you will need to work and work hard on technical sections, and you will have to push your bike at some points. There is also a lot of mud, so if you are not a fan of sort of muddy terrain and you do not like to get your gear or bike dirty when you ride, then yeah, this is definitely not the route for you. The plus points of this route is that it is very versatile, and it will definitely test your abilities as a rider. There are a lot of lakes on the route. There is a lot of different terrain variations. There are some easy single tracks, and there are some very hard and gnarly single tracks. There is some swamp, there are some dry areas, there are also some paths in the forest which are paved, like this for example. Riding this route in 6 hours, it can be challenging, but I think it is doable for average rider. So if you maintain the pace and do not take too many breaks, you will definitely, I think, do it. But again, if your idea is to have a day off and just ride your bike the whole day, and this is what I actually recommend you to do on this route, just to stop over the lakes and have a nice breaks, and yeah, then continue the ride, maybe swim when the weather will be a little bit better, then for sure it will be a very nice experience for you. So we are back at Kuusijärvi, and these are the final meters of the track. These are the saunas, by the way. This is the smoke sauna. Now it's obviously closed because of the corona, but it will be open hopefully during the summer. So after the ride you can have a swim in the sauna here as well, and there is a small cafe in that house as well. All right, I'm back. 33 kilometers ridden, very happy. I will put a route description on my page, mtb-reitti.fi, and I will also put the location of the parking lots that you can sort of start this route from, so it would be easier for you, and the GPS track will be there as well, so you can download and ride it. But thank you guys for watching, and see you on the trails. Cheers.